Here are 6 signs of a weak man. 1. He tries too hard to prove his masculinity. Real men don't need to constantly remind the world they're men. The moment someone starts flexing their toughness, bragging about dominance, or putting others down to feel superior, they've already exposed their insecurity. The loudest guy in the room is rarely the strongest. A weak man is obsessed with image. He lives for appearances. He confuses aggression for power and thinks sensitivity makes him soft. But strength is quiet. A lion doesn't have to tell you he's a lion, as the saying goes. True masculinity doesn't need a spotlight. It speaks through presence, not performance. This type of man ends up chasing respect, never earning it. He tries to look powerful instead of becoming powerful, and eventually people start to see through the act. You don't become a man by proving it. You become one by embodying it. 2. He lacks integrity. Integrity isn't just about being honest. It's about doing what's right even when it's inconvenient, even when no one's watching. A weak man folds under pressure. He breaks promises, dodges accountability, and says whatever sounds good in the moment, but never backs it up. There's a saying that goes, character is who you are when no one is looking. And that's where weak men fall apart. They crave approval more than truth. They'll lie to protect their ego, cheat to get ahead, and blame others to avoid looking bad. They fear the consequences of honesty more than they respect the value of it. People might tolerate that kind of man, but they'll never trust him. Without integrity, strength is an illusion. It's a house built on sand. Real strength means having a backbone, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. 3. He has no opinions of his own. We've all come across him at some point. This is the man who agrees with whatever the loudest person in the room says. The one who never takes a stance, never voices an honest thought, and reshapes himself depending on who he's around. He's not being diplomatic, he's just afraid. He thinks keeping everyone happy makes him likable, but people don't respect someone who bends in every direction. They respect someone who can stand firm even when it's uncomfortable. As the quote goes, a man who stands for nothing will fall for anything. A weak man fears offending more than he fears losing himself. He has no voice because he gave it away. Every time he avoids conflict, sugarcoats his truth, or mirrors what others want to hear, he becomes smaller. And eventually, people stop listening. Not because he's quiet, but because there's nothing real behind his words. A man without opinions is just a shadow of whoever he's trying to impress. 4. He has a fragile ego. A man with a fragile ego sees every disagreement as disrespect and every challenge as a personal attack. He can't take criticism even when it's constructive. The smallest inconvenience bruises his pride. His identity is so fragile, the wind of another person's opinion can blow it to pieces. Instead of growing from feedback, he deflects, denies, and doubles down. His pride won't allow self-reflection because looking inward means confronting his own emptiness. He constantly needs validation, praise, and reassurance just to feel whole. This kind of man becomes emotionally exhausting to be around. He turns relationships into power struggles. He walks through life like a ticking time bomb, waiting for someone to hurt his feelings so he can explode and play victim. That's not strength. It's emotional immaturity in disguise. Number 5. He's addicted to cheap pleasures. A weak man chases short-term pleasure like it's oxygen. He numbs his discomfort with junk food, porn, social media, distractions, and constant entertainment. Every free moment is filled with noise because silence would force him to face himself, and he's not ready for that. Pleasure isn't the problem. The addiction to it is. Strength is being able to delay gratification. Weakness is needing to feel good all the time. The man who can't sit in boredom, who can't say no to his cravings, who's always chasing a quick high, he's not in control, he's being controlled. As philosopher Seneca once said, he who indulges himself is not free. Freedom comes from discipline. Weak men give in, strong men hold the line. 6. He can't regulate his emotions. Life will hit hard sometimes, and the man who hasn't learned to manage his emotions becomes a danger to himself and everyone around him. He explodes in anger, shuts down when overwhelmed, and blames others when things don't go his way. He's emotionally reactive, not responsive. Strength isn't about suppressing emotions, it's about containing them without letting them take over. The weak man is driven by impulse. He can't pause, can't reflect, can't sit with his discomfort, and so he lashes out, spirals, and makes things worse. Every emotion becomes a weapon. Emotional control is power, the kind of power that doesn't need to prove anything. So, in conclusion, understand that weakness isn't always about physical strength or outward status. It's about the foundation of who you are. A weak man hides behind ego, excuses, and cheap distractions. He avoids discomfort, responsibility, and self-awareness. But recognizing these signs is powerful, because once you see them, you can choose to outgrow them. Strength isn't given, it's built. And it starts the moment you stop living on autopilot and start facing the parts of yourself that need to level up.